This time we'll be going over some new added weapons and the reload animations, gravitational directions, construction of structures and the menus for that, and also I'll be showing some added weather conditions. I've added a couple of new weapons to have something to work with. Pistol, and you see how the top part moves back to make way for the shell to fly out. Also the reload animation. Looks decent. I also made it that 3 weapons in the quick bar will show on your back instead of 2. And the 4th one will materialize into your hand from the not yet added datapad. So, submachine gun. And a laser rifle. The next thing is gravitational directions. So on different planets the gravity will behave differently. You might be repelled away from the planet towards the sky, or the gravity might be horizontal to the sides like this. So this will make the landscape feel completely different, and the way you dig will be towards to the left if the core of the planet is to the left then, and if you have the gravity shifted away from the planet like this, I'll need to hover, then yeah, you have to make sure to stay where there is ground and make sure you don't fall off, otherwise you fall straight toward space, to the atmosphere. And I've also made sure that every system works with the shift in gravity. This took time, and also every new mechanic I add has to work with the different gravitational directions. For example, just climbing. If you climb the tree, you have to be able to climb upside down. And what happens if it's to the sides? Then you will climb sideways, and then this will open up completely different transportation mechanics. So yeah, this is an interesting thing. This will add much variety to planets. Next is construction. This is a major part of the game. This is where you will, aside from placing foundations, the ground pieces, you will also construct structures or buildings that are complete. So I've made an entire menu separate for that. It's the base building. You have different categories: framework, power, stations like workstations, defensive structures, extraction structures, things for the environment, and decors. So for example, here in framework, where I've added a couple of things, you have the ladder. I've made the requirements for the resources you need to build this. Also here you see these lines below the ladder. These represent different variations of ladders. So you have, for example, wood, rock ladder that will have specific requirements, metal ladder, and so on. This was just to experiment and make sure the system works of resources. So yeah, you will add many different things: bounce pads, elevators. This is the first initial list of things that you will be able to build. Everything from doors, elevators. In power you have wires, wind turbines, solar panels, batteries. You have weather stations, seismic sensors, and weapon, armor, gadget workbenches. And you have turrets and traps, and ore miners and storage expanders, and so on and so on, and the classic decor things. So yes, you have, for example, here a wooden ladder. It has a specific amount of tiles that it will occupy, and this will be blocked out if you don't place it on free space, obviously. And you have, when you have enough resources, this is not implemented yet, but you'll be able to place it and it will appear magically, almost. I'll add some particles shooting up from this thing that he's carrying. Yes, so this also I had to make sure that it works with the gravitational shifting. So when you're shifting gravity, a ladder, this is wrong. This is wrong. I thought I fixed this. Okay, yeah. So normal climbing, maybe this side. Yeah, this side is more correct, but the other side. Yes. Anyway, so each item needs to work from all directions. And this is a good addition, this is good progress, because this gives me an idea of what you will be able to do as placing foundations, gathering resources then that you can use to build stuff. And yeah, this is construction so far. And last but not least, I've added weather effects. Here is the wind effect. A weak effect. There are many levels that can gradually increase. And of course, the character will be affected. If the character is in air, it will be pushed much harder in the direction of the wind, and the direction of the wind can also change. This will make it much harder for you to jump higher, and so on. Also, there might be cases when the wind direction is constantly changing, making things more confusing. Yeah, that's wind. Also, you have rain. Try to add more particles that splash on the ground, maybe to give it more of a better look. Then the last thing is like an electric storm. The electromagnetic field is overcharged or something. This will disrupt your electronic equipment and maybe create a distortion in the HUD or disable the mini-map. Yeah, and all of these weather effects can be combined, of course. To make you regret you ever came to this specific planet. This is a work in progress title. I had ChatGPT generate this image. Let me know what you think. And that was it for this video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.